Hi, this is Eric Martin with Board Game Geek. I'm here with designer Bernhard Klaui. Looking at Brandi Ahoy. Now, this game is completely new to me, so immediately I had to stop, of course, and ask about it. I was hoping you could give us an overview of the game, how you play, what the goal is. And
Fine. It's a game for 2 to 5 players as of 10 years. Its duration is between 30 and 60 minutes. You can play it at 2 equally good as for 3 or 4 or 5. These are passengers, these discs, and this is provision, because each passenger needs a provision.
okay.
What you do here is to transport passengers to different ports. At the beginning of the game, every player receives 1 port card.
Okay.
The port cards have a value, which you find also on the board. These are victory points as soon as you arrive at this port and you unload the passengers and the provision. You receive in addition 1 point per passenger you have on your card. The unfortunate thing is that among these passengers there can be up to 10 stowaways. For that reason we have the Coast Guard who tries to find them, and if this is a stowaway. If the Coast Guard discovers a stowaway, gets out from board or out of the game, and you lose 2 points. The second thing is that each passenger requires 1 provision. If you don't have that, you can't enter the final port. As long as you are not arriving at the port, you are allowed to travel with a little bit less
Hungry passengers.
passengers. But you run a risk that somebody draws here a card, food control.
Okay.
And also there you would lose 2 points per missing food. Now,
I was going to say, what's the nature of the gameplay? How do the turns progress, and how we move and get food?
one little thing, the goal of the game is at the beginning 40 points. As soon as you arrive at 20 or more, you choose one of these personal objective cards.
Okay.
And these cards mean that you only need 30 points, that you have to have been in 4 ports and back at the one of these starting ports.
Okay.
And this card you have face down in front of you. So every player is still allowed to go for 40 or this personal goal, and you don't know what the others like to do. Now, how does it progress? You have an action phase and afterwards a movement phase. The action phase is like this. The starting player throws the dice, puts them on the sectors according to the numbers, and chooses now whether he likes to do the 2 actions where the dice are. If so, the other players can only choose an action where there is no dice, or they could also pass. If, however, the starting player likes to do a different action, for example this one, the other players have to choose one of the actions where there are dice.
Okay.
They can also pass, and several players can choose the same action. After the actions have been made, I explain the actions afterwards, you can move the boat, but that's not compulsory. You don't have to move it. And why would you not move it? Because if you are not arriving at the port, you are not able in the next round to take passengers or food. The one having thrown the dice may move the boat between 0 and 6 in this case. The others between 0 and 4, so the higher number. And then a new round starts. Now this action means you take another port card. Question mark means that the value of the port is as high as the number of passengers you unload. If you are allowed.
How hard do you work? Yes.
This is take another passenger and provision card. You need this in order to take passengers or provision. Otherwise you can't do that. Now we come to the 3. If I'm here, I can load 2 passengers maximum. I take them, I have a look at them, whether they are stowaways or not. I put them on my port cards as I like. I distribute them. But once let down, I can't redistribute them. The same with the provision. I can.
So if it chooses, yes.
Yeah. Same. Now this one, we have 6 different events. You take a card from here. You help a boat who is in difficulty. You just get 2 victory points. Food control, immediately with everybody. Coast Guard. You displace the Coast Guard anywhere you like. Now yellow would have to show all the passengers. At the beginning of the game, we have stormy weather. You can't pass here. You have to displace one of these between 2 red points. In the movement phase, 2 additional points. With this one, you can take either this or this, and that's it.
Okay.
Before you take a card from here, you're allowed to reshuffle the 2 piles.
Okay.
And finally, you have the Joker. Costs you 1 victory point, but you can choose what you like to do.
Excellent.
Strategy, tactics, and luck.
And you mentioned before we wanted this. Right now, it's available only in Switzerland, and you're looking for other partners. What's the cost of it?
So far, we sell it only in Switzerland because we can't produce it here. In Switzerland, the cost is 90 Swiss francs, 89.80. That's the official price. We hope, of course, that we can have it produced in Germany in order to be able to sell it in Germany as well. We just have 5 copies here now that we sell, of course. 2 are sold so far, so the number 1 and 2 have gone.
Okay. Excellent. Thanks very much for the overview. This looks, it just looks very inviting, and it looks like a cruise as you look at it. Thanks very much.
And children also see where is Perth, where is Mauritius, where is...
Thanks very much for the overview.
You're welcome. Thank you.